Hey everybody, how's it going? Icy Cat here. Today, Ubisoft has given us the first look at the two new operators, as well as some details on the map that's going to be coming up for the new Moroccan season of Rainbow Six. This new artwork came out today along with the title of Operation Wind Bastion, and we get a look at a promo image of the map as well as a profile of the two new operators. Following that takes us to a developer blog which gives us a little bit of information. It states that the Year 3 Season 4 features the GIGR. We're bringing forth a map that represents the pinnacle of military training facilities, and we're introducing two operators from the Kingdom of Morocco. For Operation Wind Bastion, and following a written agreement with the resident commander, Rainbow Six has secured permission to use the renowned fortress located in the Atlas Mountains. You'll have the rare opportunity to test your skills inside a stunning mud brick Kasbah. Enjoy unprecedented roof access, but do try to stay focused despite the breathtaking oasis just next door. The first operator is a defender and the commander himself, who is as stoic as the mountains are immovable. He is stationed at the country's legendary Kasbah, a training ground that has shocked and awed thousands of incoming soldiers. Strict and imposing, he inspires respect and has taken it upon himself to guide the future of Moroccan special forces. The second operator is an attacker who travels wherever the wind takes her. She's among the few explorers who can cross the Sahara, climb up the Alps, trek through Asia's rainforest, march along the Arctic Circle, and still return to her unit in operational shape. Perceptive and resourceful, she's an expert on environmental operations with a knack for pushing the enemy back. Then it goes on to mention how you can get a full look at the complete reveal for the operators in the map during the finals in Rio. That would be November 17th and 18th, where they will do the panel showing more information on that. Okay, so let's talk about what we know here. So looking at this image, we can see that we have the kind of elements of the base map here with the roofline of the Kasbah. And a Kasbah was actually a place for a local leader to live and have defense when the city was under attack. A Kasbah has high walls, usually without windows. Here's some sample images so you can see what a few different ones look like. These are just pulled up off of Google here. And this gives you a bit of an idea of the kind of map we're going to be looking at. We're seeing overall a palette that will feel very reminiscent to something like Border, having that kind of dry, dusty environment with those browns and beiges very predominant in the color scheme. Again, these are just representative images of what a Kasbah is. It is not what the actual final map will look like in any way, shape, or form. An interesting thing to note is that it was stated that there will be unparalleled roof access. So it sounds like we may have a lot of really interesting rooftop access points, maybe some good sight lines, areas to rappel down into the rest of the map from. It should provide some unique verticality by the sound of it. Now let's take a look at the two new operators themselves in closer detail here. So this would be the first one. This is the commander. Apparently he's the defensive operator. Now he's shown here without any kind of a firearm, but there's two things to significantly comment on. The first is that he's holding a pair of binoculars. Is that some kind of a hint to the fact that he may have something to do with some kind of intel ability? Defenders already have a pretty well-rounded toolkit when it comes to gathering information with the introduction of a lot of new cameras, including the bulletproof cameras and the Maestro turret cams. So if he does have something to do with gathering intel, I think he would have to do it in a brand new way. Those binoculars may or may not be a hint as to what that ability is. The other really interesting thing is that he has some kind of a ceremonial dagger there strapped to his hip. Now this could just simply be a part of his uniform, and when he does the melee animation it may simply just be that's what he's pulling out to use, or it could have something somehow to do with his special ability. Other than the fact that he's a defender, we really don't know any other information at this time. Now taking a look at the attacker, we can actually get a little bit more information here. She is actually shown with a weapon. We're not exactly sure what kind it is. It looks like it could perhaps be some type of an AK-12 or AK-15 with a custom stock. And that's really all that the image itself presents us. But remember, in the description, it said she specializes in pushing the enemy back. Now, at the heart of it, that sounds more like a defensive ability than an attacker's ability. It's hard to say what this ability could be. It doesn't on the surface sound like it has anything to do with breaching, which many attackers bring to the table, although it could. Pushing an enemy back could be something that could be done through, explosive shock and awe, and that could push an enemy back. Likewise, it could be something to deal with suppressive fire. That could push an enemy back as well. It's just interesting to hear an attacker's ability described as something that pushes the enemy back. That infers rather than being a direct engagement, it's somehow indirect and causes the enemy to regroup and pull back. The other small piece of information that we get is actually something that was taken yesterday from the official Rainbow Six feed on Twitter. And in there, when they had posted that new info then, someone had asked if we were going to be getting a new Ash 2.0, and the official Rainbow Six account replied with the comment that you won't be disappointed. This is cryptic to be sure, but when you pair it with what we see the operator looks like as well as the general description, you're getting a little bit of a sense that we may now in fact be getting a 3-speed on attack. Somebody to kind of fit that bill that Ash does, those lightning quick attacks, getting in there, being hard to hit, maybe a highly accurate weapon like Ash has. The only question really surrounds her utility. We don't know if she'll have a similar breaching type of mechanic to Ash. It feels like Zofia already sort of fulfills that Ash 2.0 role in regards to her gadget's ability, but Zofia being that 2-speed, 2-armor is certainly a lot easier to hit, whereas Ash is famous for going into that 4th dimension of speed and just not being able to be hit with her hitbox and her speed and her ability to strike quickly. And it sounds like this operator, at least in terms of movement and engagement with its weapon, may be more similar to Ash in that way. Now, the finals in Rio are coming up very soon. That is the weekend of the 16th through the 18th. We will be getting more information at that time for the full reveal of everything that the new operators can do, as well as a look at the new map. But in between now and then, we will continue to get these teases of information. We do typically get like a good minute-long look at what the map is based on some highlight shots, and we also get some kind of operator-specific teasers, as well as some longer operator teasers just before we wind up getting to the actual reveal event. So there is still going to be a lot of info coming over the next few days to the next week, and I will of course be covering it all here, so please do make sure that if you haven't already, you like and subscribe, click that notification icon so you're alerted as soon as I make new content available. You can also follow me at IcyCat25 on either Facebook or Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.